Keep calling the movie just Scream, Paramount, and I'll continue to just call it Five Cream. You thought I was kidding? Oh, I'm never stopping. Not until your grandmommy calls you up and says, son, do you want to go see Five Cream only in theaters January 2022? I did it, guys. I finally went crazy. Hello, Sydneys. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. It's been a hot minute since we went ahead and talked about one of my most anticipated horror movies of the most recent years, and that is Scream 5. But as it's still titled right now, Scream, so that means we're gonna call it Five Cream until they decide to give us a better title. What I'm gonna be talking about here today, guys, is we have a whole bunch of new set photos and set videos, even some car chase sequences. Like, okay, we haven't had that since Scream 2. Five Cream, you're really stepping it up. Also, some comments from Roger L. Jackson, the voice of Ghostface himself, kind of letting the ball drop and letting us know that Ghostface in this movie will be wearing a very different mask than what we've seen before. That, along with so much more Five Cream updates, so I'm gonna need you Scream fans to leave me your opinions down below on everything we discuss here today. The Scream community has to be my favorite, especially in the spooky season. Reading all the theories and possibilities of what you guys think could be happening in this fifth film just gets me that much more excited for it. As well as don't be forgetting to hit that like button. It goes a long way and lets me know to continue making Scream videos, but keeping it spoiler free also. Let's dive into the Scream news and what's been going on so far. I have to start off with the comments that recently were made by Neve Campbell that just gave me all the goose pimples in the world. Like, yes, that's exactly what I want to see out of Sidney Prescott in Scream 5. She was doing an interview with The Talk and she just went ahead and gave us just a couple little details of what to expect, and here's what she said.
Scream 5?
Yeah.
So can you tell us about that latest installment?
Oh, you guys, I'm 47 and I'm going to be covered in blood. I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to it. I'm excited to see Courtney and David. I'm excited to see this young new cast. I'm excited to work with these new directors. I had been apprehensive because, you know, our incredible director, Wes Craven, passed away, and I wasn't sure about doing a film without him. But the new directors came to me with this beautiful letter, you know, saying that they've become directors and love film because of these films and because of Wes. And, you know, they really want to be true to his story and his journey with these films. So I was really happy to hear that.
Like, yes, son, 47 and I'm gonna be covered in blood? That's all I wanted to be when I grow up. Who knows if she was exaggerating or that'll be actually something done in the script, because I assume she's already read it all, and her being one of the legacy characters, I'm sure she's one of the only people on the set of Scream 5 that knows 100% what will be going down in this movie. And I can't think of the last time Sidney Prescott was completely drenched in blood other than in Scream 1 towards the end. And that is one of the most iconic photos I love to use all the time here in the videos, is just this shot of Sidney Prescott covered up. Knowing how much Radio Silence is just wanting to pay an homage to the past Scream films and sort of recreate some scenes. Jenna Ortega, who's involved in this movie, also said that there will be a lot of nostalgic moments. I would love it if they recreate just these shots of Neve Campbell. But it's also worth pointing out, again, she makes it clear that she was very hesitant to come along with this movie, that she didn't know if it was the right move, especially since Wes Craven was not around to make Five Cream happen. We know she was the last legacy character added on board. Whatever they did to the script or the story, she's really on board for it this time around. Because aside from Neve Campbell, all the other cast members involved with Scream 5 have just been going out of their way to just praise how excited they are for this movie. We even had Kyle Gallander, who's going to be a part of this Scream movie, still unknown who his character is or what he'll be doing in this Scream movie. But he was talking to Collider, and what he had to say was, what I found really cool about the script is there's a lot of that kind of magic that the first one had, which is really cool. I think people who love the original are really gonna dig this. Again, just giving us more insight that this film will be very faithful to at least the first movie, where fans of the Scream franchise are just gonna love whatever these guys cook up. And just randomly, Dylan Minnette went ahead and tweeted out, just wasn't even part of an interview, "For the record, I've been filming the new Scream movie and I can confidently say it's going to be very good." And I know there's already gonna be skeptics out there going, of course they're saying it's a good movie, they're involved with it, who the heck is gonna trash the project and risk their jobs being fired? But I just think some of the word choices they use, news, just the nostalgia involved with it, how faithful it is to the original, that the fact that they're filming this movie and they just feel like they're making something good that they have to go and tell the world. I mean, even some of the behind the scenes stuff that these guys post on Instagram just makes me laugh so hard. Like, they recently had a Bob Ross class taught by David Arquette, our Sheriff Dewey, where he literally was showing the cast of Scream how to paint a Bob Ross. Oh man, I like Bob Ross. David Arquette, come to my house. But aside from that, we had some juicy set photos landed online. We are still kind of confused and puzzled by some of these photos because it looks like we're looking at some really old cars, at least 90s, early 2000s era. This all goes back to we're going to see some heavy flashbacks in this film. And a lot of you guys were pointing out that this car that I said is Neil Prescott's car isn't the exact model from the first Scream movie, but I just feel it is way too similar. It's the exact shape, color. I just don't know how this isn't some sort of homage or tribute to Neil Prescott's car and a flashback to Sydney when she was in high school. Nonetheless, we still had these awesome set videos that even got me more excited of what looks like definitely a modern scene, because we have a modern car being driven by Marley Shelton, who we saw in Scream 4 with her wonderful lemon squares. That we better get to see some lemon square action in Scream 5, guys. But there is definitely some sort of chase sequence going on in Scream 5 that they're filming that I think is just going to have us on the edge of our seat. This is most likely a scene where one of the sheriffs is just getting the call of like, Ghostface is in my house and I need you right now, because we have the view of them driving to the place, but we also have a different angle where they make a big old U-turn and head off to whoever is in danger. And I think this is them really trying to raise up the stakes for Scream 5, give us something we haven't seen before, because like I said, in Scream 4, a lot of awesome chase sequences were just missing out of that film. It was very kind of boring locations. Even though I really like Scream 4, I felt like there wasn't enough fun flavor to it, and this to me, a car chase sequence. We know they're filming in a mall. They're also filming in a bowling alley. I got a whole playlist on my channel talking about those locations. Like, I think there's just some really fun aesthetics that's going to be had in Scream 5 to kind of spice things back up. Along with that, we've also seen photos here of what looks like Melissa Barrera and Jack Quaid driving back to Woodsboro. I mean, we even have the Woodsboro sign there being taken, and what is it about just seeing this sign right here giving me the chills that you're entering Woodsboro? Basically, you're entering in the Devil's Trap. But okay, stepping away from some of those set photos, one juicy detail that has me unbelievably hyped, because I love me when we talk about the Ghostface mask, even though this kind of makes me a little worried. We had Roger L. Jackson go ahead and do a live stream with Ghostface UK, and in this interview, he went ahead and dropped a couple of tidbits of what we can expect from the new mask in Scream 5.
Well, I could just tell you, I'm sending out a tweet in the next day or two, but I'll mention it here. There's been a rumor going around that the ultra white mask is involved, and what I will tell you is that the killer, the main killer,
does
not have the ultra white mask. All right,
okay.
There's something else involved, and it's not the white mask.
Honestly, there's a lot to dissect in there. Starting off, just the words he used has a lot of us Scream fans kind of like, okay, did he really mean what he said? Or is it just going to be another slight variation like we've seen all throughout the Scream franchise? Because, like I said, I bring up this photo right here of all the past masks in Scream, and to the naked eye, it just all kind of looks the same. But for the majority of the franchise, they've been using what's called an ultra white mask that I think works just perfectly fine. But what Roger L. Jackson just said there is that the Ghostface, or the main Ghostface, kind of also letting it drop. There's multiple Ghostfaces in this for sure, which is to be expected in a Scream movie. Sometimes we have multiple ones, but that phrasing of the main one, the person that has the most motive in this movie, has a unique mask that he says is not the white mask. That brings me back to the very first teaser that we ever got for Scream 5 when we got to know the release date and some of the cast members involved. We were all kind of like, are they giving us this silver, metallic, or icy looking blue mask here, or is this just done for a little promo? Now I'm looking at this thing more seriously, like, oh wait, this could actually be the mask we get. Some sort of metallic looking, white, but almost silvery blue looking mask. I don't mind this at all. I think we've gone with the white Ghostface mask for long enough. Maybe I would have been hesitant if they went really drastic with it. I remember back when I was a little youngling, checking out the movie news for Scream 4, there was reports that they were going to use the Scarecrow mask. And I remember flipping my lid as a kid, yelling at my mom, no, pero no entiendes, van a cambiar la máscara, mamá. Only to find out in the movie, the Scarecrow Scarecrow mask doesn't even show up, at least not to my knowledge. But some sort of slight tweaking to the mask could be really cool. I know there's people who have pointed out that they would like sort of what Halloween 2018 did, where they give Ghostface sort of a decaying, broken down mask. Heck, maybe it's the original mask worn by Billy Loomis or Stu in the first Scream movie that this sicko, who is obsessed probably with the Woodsboro takedowns of 1996, found that mask and is now using that exact mask to go around. He also went ahead and said this because any set photos that we're currently seeing of Scream 5, which we've only had about one set photo that shows the mask, who was provided to us by the same guy who brought us the first look of the Scream logo on one of the chairs for crew members. And this is an ultra white mask, but what he's saying is that even though this mask will be popping up throughout the movie, probably again through decorations or kids on Halloween, maybe they still have a Ghostface celebration every Halloween season, Ghostface will be wearing a very distinct mask, trying to stand out from the rest and isn't wanting to blend in with all these other ultra white Ghostface looking masks. Also, he said this information almost like 6-7 days ago. I was waiting for that tweet, Roger L. Jackson. That's when I wanted to make the video, but he still hasn't tweeted out whatever he was going to say. Either way, this Scream news is always exciting and fun to me. I can't wait for this movie. I love just talking about it endlessly, and thank goodness another video down without really spoiling anything too huge. So now I want to throw it off to you Sydneys out there. What do you think of all the Scream news we've had so far? What are your predictions for this new Ghostface mask? What kind of tweakage or changes do you want to see or do you think will be made for the new mask? As well as your theories and thoughts on all these other set photos and videos. Anything and everything, you guys go ahead and leave your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.